And bring it right underneath your left glute. Place your hands behind you. And we're just gonna, so you're gonna kind of sit on it and we're gonna roll underneath that left glute. Just rolling in circles. Ooh. Loosening it up. We're just going to loosen up the left side and then the right. Circle it in the opposite direction. And then go ahead and stop, and let's move it to the other side. We don't want to overdo it yet, just kind of warming up each glute here. Circle it in one direction. Ooh. And then circle it in the opposite direction. Ooh la la. And then go ahead and come off. You guys should have felt that. A little warm up. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open out to the side. And just move from side to side. All right, bring your knees together, feet back up. Go ahead and take your ball, bring it back to your right side. This time we're gonna roll it just right down the right hip, just like this. So go ahead and roll to your left side, we're on the left side. Start on the left side, and this time roll along the outer hip on the left side. So we're going to find this movement to begin. Whew. Kind of circling around one direction. And then the other direction. It kind of burns a little bit. So we're going to go slow. We're going to work the front and back of our psoas and our hip flexors. And then we'll go a little deeper with the bigger ball. And then go ahead and stop. Move it to the right side. So same thing right along this side of the hip here. Just gonna roll over that tennis ball. And then we're gonna go a little slower and deeper with the bigger ball. Circling it in one direction. And then go ahead and circle it in the opposite direction. You should be getting a little warm as we're warming up here. Good, and then go ahead and stop. Come back to your seat, bring the soles of the feet together. Open your hips, and it should feel already like you're working and you're going a little deeper, moving your hips. Your shoulders and your hips from side to side. Now we're going to do that again, but this time we're going to go a little lower. So instead of the glutes, and then we did the side, we're going to go down the IT band on the left side of the leg. So start on your hips, bring the ball right underneath, and we're just going to roll down this left side of the leg. Not too far. You feel that? Yeah? Should feel that. So maybe getting a little sweaty. And maybe we're also working on our strength of so straighten out your arms and pull your belly in and work on that upper body strength as well. Circle it in one direction and then the other. You can move that ball down. And then go ahead and stop. Just when you can't take it anymore, switch sides, move the ball to the right side, lock those arms out, take the right IT band, roll up and down. Kind of finding a slight circle, more like an oval, up and down, and then one direction, and then the other direction. Whew. And then stop. Go ahead and remove the ball. Move it out of your way. You're going to grab your bigger ball, soles of the feet together. And then move from side to side and notice how that feels. It should feel a little bit more open in the hips. Grab your bigger ball. If you don't have a bigger ball, then you should use a tennis ball. And then put your ball down. Roll over to your belly. We're going to put the ball right on that psoas. So find your hip bone. Don't roll on the hip bone. Right on the inside of your hip bone. We're going to roll the ball right on this, not your inner thigh, on your upper thigh, right forward and below here. So we're going to roll onto the bigger ball. Find your hip bone. Come onto your elbows. Slowly make your way. Releasing any tension from that hip flexor. If you can, drop your knees. Get firm, get strong in your shoulders, and hold. And then maybe find movement again, up and down, nice and slow. And then find a spot, drop your knees and hold. Pull your belly in, strong in your shoulders. Try not to just completely relax your upper body and drop your low back. We don't want to injure our low back working the front of the body. And then one more time, find that movement. Drop your knees and breathe and hold. Good. And then if the ball's on your left side, roll to your right hip and just take your inner thigh right above your knee and bring the ball right underneath your knee of your inner thigh, but it's lower thigh. And then come to your opposite hand and roll the inside of that knee out. Roll it out. Support your head with your hand. So we're just going to kind of release that knee, the inside of our leg. And then see if you can find a spot that's tender and hold. Just let the leg come down, put pressure on that ball. Push your opposite hand down for support and then straighten the leg and bend. Straighten and bend right over that ball. You feel that? Should feel really very intense. You probably didn't know you needed to get into that knee. And then hold the leg out and let the weight of the leg fall over the ball. As you breathe through it. Good. And then just bring the ball a little higher. A little higher. You're going to have to turn your hip down to get into it. So I'm going to turn my right hip down. I'm doing the left side and roll the left side out. Just rolling right over that ball. And then just hold. And again, straighten and bend the leg. Good. Keep your knee bent and roll cross thread. So roll your knee like you're rolling it forward and back. So bend your knee in and back. Just roll over that ball. Move your leg as you bend your knee is bent the whole time. You're just pulling your knee up and down. And then straighten out your leg and push your leg behind you and roll to your elbows. The ball should be right above your knee. And then bend and straighten your leg. Now, notice if your low back starts to feel like it's dropping because you're on your elbows, pull your belly in and support your back. So try not to just let your low back fall and then injure your low back. You want to stay nice and strong. Good. Take your foot, extend it, and flex and point your toe. Right where the ball is. Just flex and point, circle the ankle around. And then take your elbows and scoot yourself back just about an inch. So take your elbows to lower away from the ball or bring the ball closer to your hips. So you're gonna, there you go. And then bend and straighten the leg. Nice and slow. Firm your low back. So stay nice and strong in your low back. Yep, extend your leg, flex and point your toes, circle the ankle. Good, and then one more time, scoot your elbows in, push back. You're about halfway up the thigh now with the ball. Ooh. And then bend and straighten the leg. And once you're there with a straight leg, point and flex and circle your ankle. Should feel pretty intense. Make sure you're breathing. Good, and then go ahead and lift your hips up. Move the ball up and then lower your hips back down. So the ball's gonna come up a little bit. And then go ahead and rest your arms out to let the shoulders rest. And then bend and straighten the leg here. You can bring your forehead down to your forearms if you'd like. Nice strong back, so pull the belly in. And then extend your leg, point and flex, circle the ankle. And then on this one, move your leg very small, side to side. Just straighten the leg out and move it from left to right. Now, if you want to make it more intense, you can bend your knee and move it from left to right, but you do not have to. And then go ahead and bend your knee if it's not bent. Let the heel come back towards your glute. And then move your knee left and right. Good. Go ahead and straighten it out. And bring the ball up another inch or two, maybe an inch and a half. Take your elbows down and scoot yourself down. Make sure you tuck your pelvic floor in so that you're really not overworking your back. Pull your belly in, move forward and back. Good. Go ahead and point, flex, circle the ankle. And you can bend and straighten the knee, the leg. And then go ahead and relax. Take the ball off. Take your leg that we just worked and bring it forward, no ball. Top of your foot down. And then just draw your chest towards your knee. Opposite elbow can be down, whatever works for you. And release. Bring it back out. And I want you to roll back onto your glutes. And then bring your feet together. And notice the difference between the leg we just did and the opposite leg. So it should feel like it has more space. It should feel a little bit more open. We're going to take our big ball again, and we're going to work that same leg. We're going to bring the big ball underneath our glute. If you don't have a big ball, use a smaller ball. And then go ahead and roll it out, and it should feel a lot more open now. Yeah? Strangely, that works. And then you can just kind of play with rolling, maybe working your way up the glute and then down the glute. And then kind of work your way across that IT band, just working your way down a little bit towards your knee. And voila, that leg is 100% different. Yeah, doesn't that feel better? Strangely, right? How weird. Yeah. So this leg should feel pretty good, the one that we just did. We're going to do the opposite leg now. You can move it around. You can extend one leg and kind of notice that it has more mobility in it, this leg. And then we'll do the other side. So take your ball. We're going to bring it right underneath that psoas on the other side now. So you're going to lay on your belly, bring the ball right on the inside of your hip bone. And we're going to hold here. Elbows are down. Just roll very small from side to side. Find a space, a place to just hold. Make sure your belly is nice and tight. You're extending through your shoulders. Good. And then find movement. Ooh, find another spot that feels tight. And then find a place to hold. Breathe through it. If you're releasing any heat, you're just releasing the fire that's kind of stored in that area. It's totally normal. Whew. And then once more, find another area that's tight in that hip flexor. Hold when you get to the really tight place. Hold and breathe. And then go ahead and just drop down to the opposite hip. Take the ball and bring it right on the top of your knee. So I'm on my right side, so right on the top of the right knee or whatever side you're working. And then pull your belly and we're going to bend and straighten the leg. Just releasing any tension from the top of your knee. Let's take your leg, extend it, and then point and flex. Point and flex your foot. Your ankle joint, circle the foot around one direction and then the other. You can move your leg from side to side. Go ahead and bend your knee. And we're just going to scoot our elbows down and move about an inch lower. And then bend and straighten the leg. Extend your leg out, point and flex your foot. Remember, pull your belly in, protect your low back. Circle the ankle one direction and then the other. You can move your leg from side to side. You can either keep your leg straight or bend it. Remember, bending it will give you a little bit more weight. Good. One more. Walk down. Draw about a ½ inch to an inch and a half, 2 inches. And then slowly bend and straighten. It should be right below the middle of your thigh. So this is a pretty intense spot. So take your time to bend and straighten. Upper body's nice and strong. Pull the belly in. You can move from side to side, nice and easy. And then extend that leg out, point and flex your toe. Circle your ankle. Bend your knee and hold, and then carefully move from left to right. Real careful between the muscles of your thigh. Nice. And then go ahead and extend your leg. We're going to lift the ball up about 2 inches or 1 inch. Just pull it up. And bend and straighten, nice and slow. You can come down off the elbows to your forearms. And you can extend your leg and hold. Move your ankle one direction and then the other. Good. And then go ahead and roll it up once more, one more spot. Bring your elbows down and move through this by flexing your feet, rolling forward and back. Pull that low back up, don't drop your belly. And then go ahead and come back down to your forearms and bend and straighten the legs really slowly. Nice. Take your ball, move it, just hold on to it and bring that knee up. Pull it up towards your chest. You can come up on your elbows. And then draw your chest towards your knee. Giving it a nice big stretch. And then go ahead and just roll around and come up to your sits bones again. Ball's going to come to that glute that we just worked. Hands down, firm through your hands, and then just roll it out. And you should feel so much more open now. Good. That should feel really good. Just roll it out. One direction and then the other. Nice. And then go ahead and release. And bring the soles of the feet together. And both those hips should feel so much more open. You can move from side to side. Bring your hands to your knees. Kind of release your back. that way to move from side to side. Perfect. And then go ahead and bring your knees together, give yourself a hug, rounding all the way over, opening the shoulder blades, opening the low back. Good. And then just, you can move your ball out of the way for now. Take your hands to the front of your mat. We're gonna lift up and back, pushing into downward dog. And then like a snake, using your shoulders, round through your shoulders, roll forward. You can drop your knees if you'd like. And lift your hips, upward dog. Lower your spine, flex your feet, push back, move into downward dog. And we're going to take about 4 more of those. So roll, rounding through your shoulders, roll forward. You can drop your knees, drop your belly, reach up, upward dog. You can bend your knees and bring your knees down, whatever it takes, move back, downward dog. 3 more, round through your shoulders, come forward, upward dog, reach up and back, downward dog, round through your shoulders, come forward, upward dog, last one, all the way up and back, downward dog. Pull that belly in as you roll forward to your last one, upward dog, and then drop your head. Come all the way down as you bend your knees, forehead down, and shake your heels from left to right. Nice. And then go ahead and reach back to a spinal balance. And we're going to walk our right foot around to the front of our mat. And draw your hips forward. Come into that front stretch of the left psoas. And then flex your left foot. Flex it. Lift your hips. And walk back to a low lunge, hands to your knee, and straighten out your spine. Bring your hands to the mat or your blocks and extend your right leg. Roll forward onto the ball of your foot, drop your left knee. Hands to your knee, low lunge. Yep, hip flexor stretch. Reach up, knee off. Low lunge. Hands to the mat or your block, straighten out your right leg. Good. Roll to the ball of your left foot, drop your left knee, hands to the knee, push into that forward psoas stretch. Lift your knee, low lunge. Stay low, still stretching through the front of that left leg. Feel that stretch in the front of the leg, yeah. And then bring your hands either to your blocks or to the side of your foot. Last time, extend through the right leg. And then bring your left knee down and take your right foot back to the left. So right to left. We're going to do the other side. So draw your left foot forward. Push your hips forward, come to that psoas low stretch. Bring your hands to your left knee. You can bring a blanket under your knee if it bothers your knee. We're gonna lift up, stay in a low lunge, still coming through that quad stretch. You can bring your hands to your blocks. We're gonna straighten out the left leg. Drop your right knee, come to the ball of your right foot. Come into that psoas stretch. Bring your hands to your left knee as you rise up. Breathing here. And then push into your knee as you draw your right leg straight. Should be getting nice and warm. Hands by your left foot or on your block, straighten out your left leg. Two more, right knee down. Take your time, lift up, breathe. Extend that right knee off the mat, stay in a low lunge as you lift. Bring your hands to the mat, extend the left leg long. Roll to the ball of the right foot, bend your knee, come down. Hands to the knee, lift up. Lift the right knee off the mat, long spine. Push into that left knee, last one. Then release your hands, extend your leg. Bring your right knee down and bring your left knee to the right. Shake your legs by moving your hips from side to side. Walk both your hands to the right side. Keep your hips to the left. Push the hips to the left as you draw to the right. Walk it all the way back around to center and then to your left, hips to the right. Walk it back to center. Drop your belly, pull the belly and lift your head. So we're rounding through cat-cow. Round your spine, lift nice and high. Drop your chin to your chest as you breathe. And then drop your belly, lift your head as you exhale. And then slowly lift your hips up and back, downward dog. As you extend your left leg long, we're going to take one twist to end class. Take your right knee over the left side and take a gentle twist. Back to center. Bring your left knee in, right leg long. Twist to the right. Roll back back to center. And then just take a moment, bring both legs long out in front. Take your arms above your head. Take a long stretch. Take a long breath. Bring your hands to your hips.